Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome to a new game called Manor Lords. This is a demo that is currently available on Steam thanks to Steam Next Fest. But we are going to be going through and we are going to be doing a multi-part series on this game. For those of you who don't know, I love survival games, but I also love city builder games. And Manor Lords is definitely a city builder game. So we're going to be picking up a brand new game here, and we're going to be playing Rise to Prosperity. That's over here. And what this is we're the first to settle lands, and we start from nothing and build a prosperous medieval city. Now, I'm going to go with this guy right here. We're going to call ourselves Sir Sim. And we are going... Oops, Sir G-Sim. Well, I mean, you know, G-Sim, that's me now. Although this guy does have a fantastic beard, I'm going to go with this guy instead. And I get to make my shield. Now, I already have a shield design in mind. I'm going to go with this thing here. I'm going to angle it to be upside down. I'm going to tile this so that way it's a little bit closer like that. And then I'm going to go green for my shield that I normally have and black for that. And secondary color, let's just go ahead and make this like a teal. No, not a teal. A darker black? No. A red? A red dragon? Because I wanted to do a dragon, is what I wanted to do. Nice. No, that's too much Christmas. Let's just go with white. We're going to go with the white dragon right there on the green shield. I think that looks pretty cool. Sadly, there's not like a knight helmet or anything in here that we could go with. There's like a religious helmet and stuff, but nothing like that I'm going to be going with today. So, this is our city here. We're Sir Sim, and let's get on our way in here. We're going to be starting with double supplies just to make it a little bit easier for us here in this demo, because it is only a demo, so we only got a few hours worth of gameplay, so we might as well just enjoy it. Approval rating I'm going to leave as balanced, and weather events I'm going to leave as balanced as well. Let's begin and get into our new game. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is establish a foothold. There is a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth, and light against the darkness of the world. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips, their breath clouding in the air, but there's plenty of work to warm them. As the toil begins, you can almost imagine you hear the ring of anvils, the toiling of bells, and the cry of the marketplace. Possibilities. In the distance, fog lingers in the hollows of this land, and the world is quiet, watchful, waiting for you to choose which of those to make real. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make a granary, a logging camp, a hunting camp, and a storehouse. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. Now, let's zoom in here and let's check out Manor Lords itself. Now, Manor Lords is an absolutely gorgeous game that you can zoom way in and has an outrageous amount of detail for a city builder. Now, this city builder is probably the most like Banished that I've ever seen any other game, and I think that it's absolutely fantastic in that right. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start getting some different things built, like a hunting cabin. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a hunting cabin put down right now. Now, I'm going to put it right about right here. It's a little bit outside of town, but that's okay. And I'm going to get them to start building. What are they going to need to build, though? They're going to need timber to build. And if we want them to get timber, we're going to want them to come down here to start getting some timber. This is where our logging camp is going to be, and I think that that is not a bad place for us to keep the different timber places that we're going to be needing, including things like our storehouse. So let's go ahead and get a storehouse put in. It's right here, and it looks fantastic. We'll build it right to the road there, and here we go. We can actually watch them start to build these buildings. If I just go ahead and do times 16 speed up here, and we'll just zoom way in, we should see them start to come over here and start to construct this building very, very quickly here. So come on over, guys. Bring that ox on over here and let's watch you guys build. I love the building in this game. I think they've done an excellent job with the building in this game. They've put a bunch of work into it, and I think that they did great. I love how it just pieces things together and slowly builds from the ground up, adding all the different elements that are required for that building, as you can see right here. They literally go through, slap every single different plank on, doing different building tasks while they're going without, and once it's done, you will have yourself a good old logging camp. But they do need another log over here, so bring that on over, slap it on down, and allow these guys to finish building if you could. There we go. Get down that wood log storage done over there. Very nice. And just like that, our logging camp is finished. So, couple different things we need to do right away. This game is brutal with food gather, so you're going to want to go through and get as much food as you can. I'm going to go ahead and start getting somebody working there, and they're going to have an unlimited hunting ground. And actually, you know what? Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm also going to enable idle workers, so that way anybody else can also go get food. And then I'm going to build the granary that I'm going to need right here, because my plan is to get a bunch of houses that ring along this line and ring along this line as well. But that's for a little bit later. For now, let's just get these different things built, shall we? Now, while they're going through and doing that, we want to start thinking about village life. We want to start thinking about where a marketplace is going to be, where you're going to have your well, where you're going to have all of that. So let's first of all check to see where our water is. Our water comes through up here and all the way down here. These are water veins that are running underground that allows us to hook up a well to them to get us fresh water. Great stuff to have. Don't really need it right this second while we're waiting for us to finish this quest, but it is what is coming next. So, we have about 10 logs left. I'm going to go ahead and get my well actually put down because we are going to need it. So let me just go ahead and get it put down. I'm going to put it down right here. That looks like it's a good spot for a well. We're going to get that built. And while they do that, we can just zoom in here and watch them build this. They have a couple other things they need to build, like the granary. Once the granary is finished, then they'll be going on to work on this well. Now, this game, why I say it could beat out Banished in just like a year's time as long as they put the development time they need to into it, it's gorgeous for one. Banished was gorgeous in itself. Played it for 10 years. Over a decade, Banished has been known as one of the best city builders ever for medieval city building. But this could take the cake easily because of all the possibilities that can go into it as long as they follow a strict updating path and stuff like that. I cannot wait for this game to hit early access. But let's read our next message here. This new message: your supplies are dry and secure, and the first stage of work is done. The stories your people tell around the fire are of many dangers in the world, from beasts to blights, strange tales about foxes who go on pilgrimage, or tall, small creatures who spin gold from sunset to sunrise. They tell these stories to put common names to fears. Soon, they'll teach these stories to their own children. It's time to bring wives and children to the settlements now that they can take proper shelter in proper homes. For your land to prosper and grow, you'll need not only workers, but families. So it wants me to build a well, which I already put down, and it also wants me to put in some burgage plots. So, burgage plots, let's talk those. Burgage plots are put down via this flexible point system, and it also follows the road, which is gorgeous. Haven't seen that since Sim City, but it is a fabulous way to build roads. And if you notice those little pluses that were behind them, those are extension upgrades for adding upgrades to houses a little bit later on. So let's go ahead and lay out a couple burgage plots, shall we? I'm going to need 10 timber in order to lay down all the burgage plots that I need. So if I just fast forward a little bit more, they should be able to go out and get that timber for me here without a problem. Looks like the well is already done as well. Well. I think that's very well that you've gone ahead and built that well for us. So, let's go on here and let's get these burgage plots built. I think I'm going to start off with the 4 that I can. I'm going to go from here all the way along here like this. I'm going to go ahead and put a border down right there. And if I bring this over, you can see those plus signs and how large I can make each of these houses. I'm going to go ahead and put it to right about, I think, there to get our first houses down. That looks good. Let's go ahead and get those built. And let's make sure that I have somebody working in this logging camp. I don't, so I'm going to assign somebody to work in the logging camp. That way we can start getting more logs for our people. We also have exposed food, so we need people to work in the granary. That way our exposed food doesn't go bad. And I'm going to go ahead and assign somebody to work inside of the storehouse as well. That leaves us with only one person to do construction, but I believe that we can get this done pretty easily and pretty smoothly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward through time until my 4 burgage plots are complete, and then we'll see where we are from there. Okay, we have our first burgage plot done, so I thought I'd just go through and start talking now. Now, I want to talk a little bit about housing upgrades. You can actually do housing upgrade extensions, which is a fantastic thing to do. You could go through and get some upgrades. So let's upgrade here. We could either put down a vegetable garden, a chicken coop, or everybody's favorite, screaming goats. But we're not going to be doing that right now. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to get a vegetable garden put in, and it's going to start giving us extra food, which we need, which is why I'm going through and doing this right now. If it wasn't for the fact that I had the ability to have the double resources at the start, I would only have one tool, and I wouldn't want to do this early in game. But I think now is a great time for us to go and get this done. And just like that, our 5 burgage plots are complete, and we now have 5 homes, a separate home for each one of our settlers, which is fantastic. We're finally starting to get somewhere, which is great. So what we have is a brand new message here that's going to be telling us it's time to upgrade even more. So, comforts and conveniences. As you walk the perimeter, surveying your village with pride, a woman walks past you. She's bent nearly double under a sack. You ask how long she's been walking. She tells you it takes her half a day now to get all the food she needs for her family from the hunters and the farmers that surround the village. If there is only a marketplace where you could go to acquire food, clothing, and firewood, they would be happier and have more time for other work. So we're going to be going through now, and we're going to start working on our marketplace. Our marketplace is actually going to go down right over by our well. I thought that that'd be a great place to put it. So let's go ahead and get this constructed. A market area needs to start off by being a standard bordered square like the one that we had before. It doesn't need to be very large, but it needs to be a size nonetheless. So there we go. Now we are going to need a couple different places inside of this. You're going to need a food stall, which I'm going to go ahead and just put down, you know, like, let me see here. Can I just, like, right there? Perfect. And then I'm also going to do firewood stall, so I'm going to put that down right there. And we're going to leave that alone. I don't have clothing yet. They want a clothing stall. I don't have clothing yet. Clothing takes you down a whole new way. Clothing takes you down the need for getting either sheep or flax or goats or all sorts of things that you're going to need, or just going down leather. And right now, I don't have the population in order to get a tannery at the moment. What I'm more concerned about at the moment is making sure that we have enough food and fuel for all of our people. Now, we only have 5 months of fuel left, so I'm going to go ahead and get myself a firewood cutter right now because I'm going to need that to start getting some firewood cut for us. So let's go ahead and get a firewood cutter. I'm going to go ahead and put the firewood cutter about... Well, I don't have enough construction resources. I need 1 more log. So let's get times 16 speed going again. Let's get somebody assigned over in the logging camp again so we can get some more logs and see if we can make this happen. Now, I have 2 logs over here that are going to be consumed in order to make my marketplace buildings that are over here. And our people are generally happy. There's not really a negative approval rating at the moment from my people, but really what I need them to start doing is getting even more food. At the moment, it's kind of a race for me to get as much food as I can, because in order for me to get even more food, they need to do more hunting. So I'm going to actually turn idle farmers on, or idle workers back on over there. I'm going to turn it off over here for now, and we're going to get as much food as we can from our different hunting areas that are all around that we can. Now, the food stall is finished being constructed, so they'll put food in there for us to work and to sell out for people. And at some point, we'll have some workers doing the other job that's right over here of putting down firewood whenever that gets built. So, as we go through, we need to start getting more stuff. Pantry limit finished. Well, the pantry needs to be filled up. Fill this up right here. Fill that. Make that a high priority. I wish I could prioritize certain buildings, but you can't. Upgrade to large granary. Ooh, upgrades to 1500 provides 1 extra handy cart. Maybe in the future. Okay, so people are transporting goods around from the granary to other places. We've got our food stall, we've got our firewood stall, and we're actually starting to get ready to construct a firewood cutter. It is September now, mind you. We're getting close to the cold months of the year, so we're going to want to go ahead and get some of those. So let's go ahead and get some construction going for us here when we get our logs. Very good. And let's go ahead and put down this guy right about right. I think right there looks good. Let's go ahead and get that guy put down so that way we can start getting that going. Now, I have some extra people helping out with the hunting of animals right now, which is good because we need more food. We're about to hit the winter months, and we only have 3 months of food left, which is no good. And also, I'm starting to notice as well that we are not overproducing any vegetables right now. The vegetables that they are producing is only enough for them to consume. which means we really, really need to start getting them some more stuff. All right, so we finished the Woodcutter's Lodge. That's great. I'm going to put some idle workers over there, and while I'm at it, let me just go ahead and take the person that's working in the ox pit over here, the hitching post, and move that. Can I actually move this thing? Relocate building. Can I move this to like right here? Can we do that? There. Now the ox isn't going to be nearly as far away as it normally is for them to get the work done. Now, we can apply a person there, and we'll start getting some firewood cut, which is going to be great. And then once we have firewood, once we have fuel, we can start planning for the next year. The issue right now is I only have 2 months of supplies left, and we're already getting to a point where we're going to be running out soon, and that is not good. So, let's see if we could start getting some more food made. Now, these guys, I could go through and attempt to put in another vegetable garden, but that's pointless right now. Putting in another vegetable garden is not needed because we're getting so close to winter that it's just a waste of a tool at this point. But I'll get one built during the winter for the next year. Looks like that they're doing an okay job still going and getting food for us, so that's good. We have about 20 food over here, and I bet you if I put up a person to come work inside of this right here, we would have even more food inside of this pantry for people to go and grab food from. All right. Winter is coming. Here we go. It's about to start getting really cold. You can see that it's starting to rain really hard. You can see some water building up on the roads. And very soon, all of that water is going to start turning to snow and ice. And we're going to start getting some very cold temperatures around here and hope that we can make it through our first winter without dying. I'm thinking about going through and building some more burgage plots, as well as going through and getting some more families in here if I can, to try to make it so we could get more food gathering going, because right now our hunting camp is not providing very much food at all, and that's a problem. So, I'm going to go ahead, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another person assigned to work there. I'm actually going to take a person off of the, not the storehouse for now, but the logging camp for now. We have 11 logs. We have plenty of logs for now. I'm going to take a person off of that so that they can focus on getting more people in this hunting camp, getting more food. Food is our problem right now. We need food badly. So, let's scroll out a little bit, shall we? These wild animals over here, there's plenty running around in there. They got plenty to go get food there. There's the wild animals that are over here. This actually is moving. And there was one that was up over here as well. But as long as we're going through and getting the different wild animals from the different places, there's another one back over there. We should be okay. Now, there's another easy food source that sadly I did not get on my map. Berries. You can gather berries. But if you guys go out to the main map here, you can see this is what the berry bushes look like. And I did not get them. I got this place down here. Which means I only got hunting in order to get me food, which stinks because berries are such a good resource for you to get right away in the beginning of the game. But nonetheless, we'll still make it work with what we have. Let's zoom back into our town here. We're now covered in snow, and it's a gorgeous time down on the main street of our city here in Sir Sim-Alotville. But we're still making it work. We have about 3 months of food now, which is great. That second hunter is definitely doing what they need to do in order to get us more food. And we're going to hold off until the end of the first winter, till we start putting in more burgage plots. As soon as we start putting in more burgage plots, then we'll really start to go through and get even more families, more workers, and more of everything in general. More food, more labor. It's all going to be great. But for now, we need to just wait until winter ends. All right, the snow is melting. We have 6 months of food stocked up. So I think that it is an excellent time for us to go through and start getting some more burgage plots put down, shall we? So let's go ahead and get construction underway. So we're going to need probably, let's go with 4 more people. Let's do that. So we're going to go here. We're going to come over to here. We're going to come up here and hopefully... Oh, that's... There was 4 for a second. Too small like that. Okay, let's try up this way. Oop, we had it for a second. Who's there? There it is. Boom. 4 smaller houses, but nonetheless, there's 4 houses on the main street now. And you know what? I'm also going to go through and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this guy right here. You're going to get a vegetable farm as well. It's going to help us get more food set up. It's going to be all good is what we're looking for here. All right. Now, burgage plots Mark II. I need quite a few things for them. I need some more food. Whoa, that's a lot of different foods at the marketplace, apparently. 2 different types of clothing, entertainment, and faith. Faith is the easiest one out of all of these because you are going to need to build a church. Entertainment, everybody wants to get their drink on, so it's time for us to go over and build a pub. And then clothing is going to be things like leather, cloth, things like that. For them to make their own clothing at home is more or less what that is for. So what we're going to do is we are going to start work on tools. I know, that doesn't make any sense, Sim. Why in the world would you start work on tools? A couple different reasons. The reason why I want to start work on tools is because tools are how you unlock the farm. And to unlock the farm, you're going to need a lot of tools. And in order to put garden plots at everybody's houses, you also need tools. So let's start off by getting food under control before we start giving them better things like clothing. So let's do this. First things first, I'm going to need a copper mine or a iron mine. I'm going to go ahead and put that down right there. And I'm going to get myself a nice road put around this guy. So I'm going to go here to, well, can I add some curvature? Can we do that? How do I add some curvature here? Let's adjust our curvature here. Road curvature. Let's get some curviness here, can we? That looks all right. Let's build that there. All right, and then let's get some nice roads getting built all around this like this. There we go. Boom. Now, there's a reason I did it like this, because I can go ahead and start to build buildings around this thing, which is a great thing to do. Like the bloomery can be put down right there. And then right next to it, over here, maybe on this backside, we could start building the tools. So all of that's going to get built up. That used up all of our timber, but that's okay, because we still have 20 months of fuel, 6 months of food. We're still in a great spot. For food-wise, right now we have 13 vegetables, which is fantastic. Only 10 bread, but we have 120 meat, more or less, that is inside of our food storage. So we're finally starting to make progress on the food front right here. Food is important. We need to get a lot of it. But we got some people that are getting added into our homes here now. So let's start to get more things. Like we're going to need more logs. So let's get some logging going. Also, let's go ahead. Just because we have the extra people, we could start with a tannery already. If we started with a tannery already, it consumes 4 logs, which we don't have, but it does consume 4 logs. And then it fulfills one part of approval rating, which gives us some clothing, which means people are going to be happier, and the happier the people, the more they work. So, it's a powerful thing, that is. It's a great question. All those burgage plots are done. This mining pit looks like it still needs goods to be transported to it. Do we have somebody working specifically at the ox again? We don't. Let's get somebody working at the hitching post. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up moving a bunch of people away from what they're currently doing. So I'll take people off of the wood gathering again. I'll take people out from working in the hitching post. I'll take somebody out from working maybe, a second person in the granary or whatever. So that way we can get more people to work the tools. So we can start getting tools, get our gardens down, and then move on from there. All right, we're still sitting with a very healthy stock of 6 months of food and firewood, which is fantastic to see. So I think what we can do now is actually add a few more burgage plots. Now, this is a little bit more of a difficult thing to do, especially coming so close into winter. But I think if I was to get down maybe 2 more, we could handle going all the way through winter. We might be able to get a second hunting lodge put up, and we can actually fulfill getting all of the tools made that we need. Now, I do have the ability to build one more thing here, so let's go ahead and get one more vegetable garden down. So level up there, we got more vegetable gardens. But let's go ahead and get a couple more burgage plots down. I got a little bit of wood, so let's do it. I'm going to go ahead. and see if I can get... Oop, that's 3 houses. I only want 2, so... There we go. I only wanted 2. I don't want to get too over crazy with our population, because in this game, if you're not careful with your population, you will outrun all of your supplies so quickly. You need to be careful. Constant vigilance, as they like to say. So, how are we doing? The mining pit, we have nothing being made there. We do have some iron being made in the bloomery, and we have some stuff being set up in the smithy. Fantastic. Looks like we have even more tools. Let's go ahead and get another set of vegetables down. I'm going to go ahead and just keep getting vegetables for all of my burgage plots as I can. I will convert some to chickens a little bit later on. But for now, we're going to just keep getting as many burgage plots of vegetables as we can, because that's just going to help our food situation in the long run. We have 36 vegetables to speak of now. We have 8 bread somehow left over. But we still have 8 bread, and we still can go through and start getting some more advanced things like berries if we trade, salted meat, eggs, and milk. And I'm not sure what item ID 173 or 152 is, but that just goes to show how many things that are going to be added to this game, that these are our basic food items that could grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more as the game keeps going. So, damaged stock by... Oh, food stall stocks. Oh, bummer. We must have had some sort of blizzard blow through. Dang it. Dang you, winter, destroying my food! It's okay. We still have 3 food over here and an animal carcass that just got dropped off. Over here inside of this, we have an animal carcass over here that they could break down, as well as an iron ore and some iron slabs. That's a long way for them to be able to run for that. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get a storehouse built right here for these guys, if I can, because then they'll just cycle everything within here, and right there will be where you go to get tool stuff. Down here is where you will go to get like logs and stuff like that. Look at how nice Main Street's coming together. Main Street's starting to come so nice that I feel like I want to take a walk through it. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take a walk through it. Let's do that. All right, here we are. We're in Main Street. Let's just go ahead and take a walk down it, shall we? Yes, there actually is a third-person mode in this game where you can actually walk through your settlement that you have been building to check out the buildings in depth and see what everybody's doing, what they're holding, what they're randomly walking with, and everything like that. This is just the beginning, guys. There's so much more that's going to be coming to this game very, very soon. So I don't know about you guys, but just because of those small things that I've showed you so far is one of the reasons why I believe that this game is big, if not bigger, than Banished here very, very soon. This is a powerful game full of a lot of really, really cool things that I feel like that just could keep growing and keep getting better over the early development of the game, as well as when it finally releases, whenever it does. But I thought this was a really fun demo to take a first look at. I'm definitely going to do at least one more video on this right after this one, because I want to get us some farms going, some beer going, and some religion going. But let's get on over there, guys. But thank you all so much for watching this episode. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe today and leave me a comment down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.